I'm back. This is part 2, and what I'm going to do is I will simply post the link for part 1 under this particular video, and for the part 1 I'll post part 2 of it under that video so that you have access to both. But the internet is just not cooperating today. But what I'm going to do, since about the basics, I'm going to go ahead and just start from the actual art break here. So this was probably just a reminder that we just needed to stop. And so how about we just go ahead and let's just take three deep breaths. So in through your nose, and out through your mouth. One more time. And out through your mouth. That was just a good reminder just to get into the present moment. Just take a moment and feel where your shoulders are. Make sure they're nice and relaxed. Let's just take one more deep breath. In through your nose and out through your mouth. Okay, so I'm going to pick up here by showing you again the image that we're going to be working with today. You were to bring in your favorite quote, and this is the one that I chose. It's your season, walk in it. And notice how colorful it is, because there are different images and paint cutouts that's been glued on here. Even the words are just letters that I found and just glued them on. Okay, so what you're going to do is, one of the things I mentioned was for you to bring in some old magazines. You can also use tissues. These are some very colorful tissues. So I use some of these in my image as well. Now, you do not have to use magazine images. You can simply draw your quote on there and then go ahead and color it and embellish your image however you want to. This one, there's a little bit more leeway. I mean, you get to decide whatever quote it is that you want it to work with. You can choose your pictures. You can draw your quote, write your quote on. You can, and this is where your kids may come in handy if you want to get them all involved, is have them go through and just find different images or words, different letters that have been cut out from the magazines, and certain words. Maybe you can find just actual words that you might want to use, and just cut them out and store them into a Ziploc bag until you're ready to actually work with them. So that is one thing that your kids can do with you if you want to just create one big project. And what you want to do is, when you're finished with this, you want to put it into a prominent place, because I'm hoping that the quote that you've chosen is something that is meaningful to you. And once you're finished with this, place so that whenever you see it, it actually gives you a little you might need for whatever time of the day. Because at this day and age, with what we're going through, we all could use a little bit of boost every now and then, right? So if it's from your favorite quote, then let it be. So go ahead and choose your quote and decide if you want to just collect, if you happen to have really pretty tissue paper that you might want to use, or if you want to just cut out different images out of a magazine, then and you decide however you want. If you want to just draw, then you can do that as well. I happen to have a kids National Geographic, and if you're watching, this is 2, I'm going to link part 1 because I was having some internet trouble. So this is part 2, and I will link part. But I happen to have a National Geographic, the Kids National Geographic magazine, which has some really pretty pictures in here that you could also work with if you have those kind of magazines. So literally what you're going to do is get your quote, and you can decide, do you want to glue images on, do you want